Everyone knows how the violence is out of hand now. Nashville Peacemakers is a dire need for our community.
Nashville Peacemakers is a second chance program. We need people who are not scared to take a chance on us.
I was in a gang, I was prostituting. When I met Clemmy, I basically just told them, I need to be changed. I need to be saved.
I don't care what sex, race, whatever, I don't care. You are somebody's child. You ain't only God's child, you are some mother and father's child.
Nashville Peacemakers exists to end the cycle of violence, one person, one child, one family at a time. And we do that through our 3-pillar programs, which are Back to Basics, Straight Talk, and Mothers Over Murder. Back to Basics is a mentoring life skills group for young ladies ages 12 to 16.
When I got where I needed to start helping other young girls figure out who they are, that's the age I chose to pick, 12 to 16, because I had my kid at 13 years old. Nobody even told me about having a baby or what that meant, or I had to go through that, and it was horrible.
One of the first life skills that we teach is that you're worthy of being loved.
That was like the beginning of a new journey, and I had to deal with some truths.
I had plenty of love, let me just say that. Both my parents loved me, but they loved the alcohol bottle more.
I was more of a person full of anger, insecurities. I felt like I couldn't talk to anybody. I was introverted.
I don't have any family here. Their mom's not around, and having a girls mentor group is just where they get to express themselves.
And I can go out in the community and talk to people. I got that from Back to Basics, and that's why I'm always hold, I'm gonna pass it on to my kids.
Some of the kids, they have never even had a birthday party. Just give these kids a chance. Yeah, they kind of hardcore. Who wouldn't be going to bed every night with nothing to eat? Grandmama sitting in here suffering. Mama ain't been home, whether she's on drugs or got 3 jobs trying to keep the bills going. It don't matter.
When I left from being in Back to Basics, I applied for a job as a violence interrupter and got it. Having the courage to have an income, to know that I can provide for me and my family. I didn't have to sell drugs, I didn't have to sell my body.
Back to Basics helped me with job opportunities, how to manage my money, hygiene, self-love.
So I have to find out where the mother, the grandmother, the father, whoever is raising them or the guardians of them, I have to meet them. So that means they have to come and see what their child is doing.
Taking some weight off of my shoulders, because some stuff, as a dad, I can't teach my girls, and it's been rough.
So now you got the parents and the child at the home now washing dishes together again, cleaning out the microwave again, even sitting down watching a movie again.
We run 5K. We did Becoming a Confident Swimmer, a Women in Aviation conference. We've gone to the symphony. This year we had 3 of our peer mentors graduate high school. Phenomenal victory to watch 3 of our Back to Basics girls walk across the graduation stage.
I just was led to go get these girls and teach them self-confidence. You know, their low self-esteem was gone.
I myself had dealt with a lot of personal problems. I'm sorry. And I was always able to call because I always thought to myself, what would I do if I needed help? And it made me realize that I have people that love and care about me.
And I just love on them and do what I do.
Straight Talk is a mentoring program for young men ages 12 to 16, replacing the lure of community that a game provides to these young men with an alternate sense of community where they can work towards their future, develop a good work ethic, become employable.
It gave me a spot that put me in the position to be able to say, I made a mistake. I did what I did. This is my way to change it and make it better. People need to understand that real doesn't have a look. Just because a person has a tattoo on their face and this, that, and the third don't mean that they might be a murderer. We here to lead the future in a way that can put us in a better position.
Now, adult males working, their fathers, we're seeing long-term success.
These two guys, they are 34. Both of them are 34, so it gave me an idea of what my son would have been and become when he was 34 years old if he'd have lived for me to see that. And it would have been these two knuckleheads, but good leading people.
Instilling that work ethic, instilling that sense of pride in oneself, we're seeing it happen.
It taught me what I know. It reassured me in the things that I thought I knew and I really didn't know. It put me in a position to be able to say, all right, boom, my community deserves better. Clemmy gave me that opportunity. Clemmy put that in my hands.
Inch by inch, headache by headache, tears by tears, sleepless nights. I do everything for these mothers and these kids and this community that I wanted somebody to do for me when I was 12.
Mothers Over Murder is a very unique program. I know of no other program like it.
I lost my son. He was murdered at D'Anthony Hall in December 2014. When I came to Mothers Over Murder, I was lost, hurt. I didn't think nobody understood how I was feeling. And then at some point, I was thinking that I was going crazy.
No mother deserves to see their child, buried or anything of that nature.
Clemmy invited me to one of the dinners, and I was absolutely overwhelmed by the pain that these women have to be experiencing.
I had nobody there for me when my son was murdered. That was my only kid. I don't have no degrees in psychology or none of that, but I got a loving heart.
I realized I was not alone.
There is a gap left in that parent.
I learned how to cope with my emotions, my feelings, at the time, because, the hurt doesn't go away, the pain doesn't go away.
And Mothers Over Murder comes in to help fill that gap, both emotionally and from a justice point of view.
Mothers Over Murder have to maneuver through the criminal justice system and sort of find their place. I'm available to translate legalese into normal English.
None of my family came to court with me. So I considered them my new family because they came and they supported me.
They put together programs of information that they need, help with counseling.
My light bill, my rent,
Food and other resources that they might need, help with their kids.
They paid for my tombstone for my son.
There are really no other grassroots nonprofits around that are actually in the streets. Going into homes, we're going into schools, we are going into churches. We are using every resource that we have in order to stop the violence. We've been so in the street that we could actually stop something before it actually happens based off of who we know.
Nashville Peacemakers understands that the key is relationships.
Relationships is what we have with people that won't talk to other people.
These kids are our future. They're going to be our teachers. They're going to be our doctors. They're going to be our lawyers. They're going to be the people who vote. And if they're filled with anger and hurt from violence in the community and in their own family, that affects us all.
People, that when they say, what kind of help do you need? Of course, I would say funds. But my most important need is volunteers to come in, just see who we are, love on us, ask questions, bring me ideas. I want my kids to know that people care.
We seen how she changed our neighborhood. Couldn't nobody get them streets together. Now, we raising each other's kids together. We come to each other's houses.
One thing that I got from Nashville Peacemakers that I didn't have before is opportunity to be who God wants me to be. The strength to get up every day.
Opportunity to reinvent myself.
A voice.
Courage.
an adult mindset.
A way to express my feelings, the way to express all the love I've always had inside me that I didn't know about.
It grounds me to know that there's somebody that cares.
Back then, I was so young and I felt like I didn't know what I was doing with my life. And now that I'm older in college, I feel like they're all, Miss Clemmy, Miss Sydney, just everyone is just in my head leading me to where I need to go.